Dense forests surround the roads and the sky is always overcast. There was an old abandoned house sitting on top of a deserted hill. This house was known as the House of the Ghosts. No one dared to approach it, as rumors said that whoever entered it never returned. The history of the house is mysterious. It is said that a wealthy family lived in it decades ago, but they disappeared one dark night without a trace. After that, the residents began to hear strange noises coming from the house, such as muffled laughter and doors slamming by themselves. Some swore that they saw ghosts walking between the closed windows. One day, 3 young men from the village decided to explore the house. They were looking for excitement and a challenge. In the evening, as darkness fell, they headed to the cursed house. They carried their torches and entered through the rusty front door. Upon entering, they felt extremely cold despite the mild night. The house was full of dust, the furniture was covered with white cloths, and a heavy silence was pressing on their chests. But what caught their attention the most was a large mirror hanging on the wall. The mirror was unnaturally shiny, as if it was absorbing the light from the torches. As they approached it, they felt a cold current piercing their bodies. Suddenly, their reflection in the mirror began to distort. Their faces stretched and turned into terrifying images, and their eyes began to bleed black blood. They tried to get away from the mirror, but their feet were as if they were tied to the ground. One of them, the most daring, tried to touch the mirror. But as soon as he touched its surface, he was pulled inside by an invisible force, the screams of terror filling the house before disappearing completely. The rest of them ran towards the door, but the door was closed tightly as if it did not want to let them out. Sounds began to surround them, whispers, evil laughter, heavy footsteps advancing towards them. The furniture began to move by itself, and the windows began to close violently. The house was waking up from its slumber, and it was feeding on their fear. In the end, as the terror escalated, they disappeared like their friend. No trace of them was found, as if they had evaporated. After that night, the house became more and more haunted. The noises increased, and strange lights appeared in the windows every night. No one dared to approach the house after that, leaving the House of Spirits to remain a haven for ghosts and curses that would never subside.